Hi everyone, Dr. Greg Gillum, CEO of Human Fusion, and today we're going to be talking about a podcast from the HBR Ideacast series. It's a wonderful series, and this particular podcast was Why Meetings Go Wrong. It was an excellent review. It turns out that in the United States alone, there are 55 million meetings every day. Unbelievable. Some of the statistics that are very disparaging to hear. 50% of people report that meetings are not productive, essentially a waste of time. 73% of people admit to doing other work than what the meeting is focused to do. 90% report daydreaming. I'm guilty of that, sorry. 65% of managers say that meetings keep them from doing better work that they could be doing otherwise. Should we accept this? And the answer is a resounding no from Steven Rogelberg, who wrote this article and who was interviewed in this podcast. He's from UNC Charlotte, and he writes books on things like meetings. Okay, why such a problem with meetings? Okay, so less than 20% of leaders actually get trained on meetings, on how to run them effectively. We spend a lot of our days in meetings, and yet it is the single, probably biggest area that we do not train in, is how to run effective meetings. When we do have training, it tends to focus more on the tactical level and not the strategic level. So make sure you have an agenda. Make sure you assign agenda items, tactical things, not what to do to make sure that your meetings are effective, which is more of a right brain strategic thing. No feedback loops on meetings. We don't capture learning. We don't do after action reviews, and therefore we don't learn as much as we need to. Who owns meetings? So we spend 55 million meetings a day. That is a tremendous number on the line items of our budgets, and yet nobody owns them, and so they continue to go unmanaged. And there is actually one person that almost always likes a meeting, and that's who's running it, the leader. And so no one else would say that. So that shows you, how we overestimate our effectiveness. Okay, so what are the biggest mistakes that leaders make in running meetings? Number one, there's too many people. The sweet spot for a meeting is about 7. So typically, if you've got 15 or 20 people in a meeting, it's probably not going to be that effective. They're too long. Most of the time, meetings are an hour when they only need to be 10 to 15 minutes. Why not have 10 to 15 minute meetings? If you're going to get that work done, get it done sooner. Stale meeting processes. Yeah, so again, we're just, have an agenda, start on time, end on time, blah, blah, blah. But no real ways to effectively transfer that information into learning and next actions. That's the next point, is there are no next actions from meetings. What are we going to do to follow up? So after every meeting, this author suggests that we ask 3 questions. What went well there? What didn't go so well? And what do we need to do differently in our next meeting to make sure that it is a more productive meeting? We should constantly be scanning for ineffectiveness. Well, we should be scanning for both, right? But in this particular, he talks about scanning for ineffectiveness, meaning are people getting out their phones and are on their phones? That there's a contagious viral effect of that. When one person gets out their phone, everybody gets out their phone. Are there side conversations going on? Are you doing all the talking and you're not facilitating? And those are some things that to kind of constantly scan for. Now, in the next video, we're going to be talking about some things that you can do to proactively help your meetings become more productive. And if you like management-related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, like our channel, share it if you will, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting you as a manager and your management practice.